all this being separated and then cut off, I've gotta put a stop to all this.
Emery's back with their 4th full-length album, and it's called In Shallow Seas We Sail, and it's coming out on Tooth and Nail Records. And this album contains 13 songs. First, let me say, guys, Emery's back, and this is definitely way better than their last album, I'm Only a Man. But you probably knew that because their EP, which came out last year, you could tell from that EP that they were coming back to normal, you know, kind of having that Emery sound that was kind of missing in I'm Only a Man. So you could probably tell they were pretty much back. And I'm gonna have to say though, this album is definitely a grower. When I first heard it throughout the whole album from beginning to end, I was like, it's good, but I'm not in love with it. And you know, it was just good. So it took me about maybe 3 or 4 spins, and now I'm really liking it. It's definitely really good. I kind of split the album in halves. I think from tracks 7 to 13, I like better. I definitely like the second half better. It's got more melodic songs. There are definitely heavy moments as well in those 7 songs, and I definitely like the second half better. The first half is good, but there's like a song here or there that they're good, but it's just not as good as the second half. But anyways, it's definitely good. This album contains 2 tracks from their last EP, While Broken Hearts Prevail, and it includes The Smile, The Face, and Edge of the World. And those 2 songs are great, but if it were up to me, I personally would have rather have seen Say the Things and It Always Depends. I wish those 2 were on this album instead of those 2 songs, but what are you gonna do? You know, both of those songs are great anyways, so. My favorite songs from this album are The Poor and the Prevalent, which kind of sounds like Bloodless from the first album, The Week's End. It kind of has that similar sound where it's like, it's pretty much heavy-ish for the most part, but then it kind of has a really cool ending that I'm into, like nice breakdown at the end. It's really cool. A Sin to Hold On To it's very melodic. Not much. I don't think there's actually any screaming on it, but it's just a good sing-along song that I really like. And Cutthroat Collapse, which is the first song on the album, which is just a straight-up heavy number, but still melodic at the same time. Those songs are great. The score I'm gonna give this is definitely a 4, which is good. It's my second favorite album from start to finish by Emery, so that's good. But then there are also a reason it didn't get a higher score is there are some songs on this album that I could have, you know, I could have loved a little bit more. But for the most part, this was a very solid album. You should definitely check it out if you're an Emery fan. You'll definitely be happy with them kind of going back to normal, so that's cool. So definitely check it out. 4 stars. Alright guys, I got a new band for you that you guys need to check out. They're called the Blackout, and they are from the UK. The reason I had heard about this band is because there's a band that I love called Kids in Glass Houses, and they have this band as one of their friends on their friends list, so I decided to check them out. And when I listened to it, I was like, okay, they're not bad. I could see some good things in the future. And then I found out they got signed to Epitaph Records, which is huge. So now people down here will be able to hear their music. And to describe their sound, I would say they're a mix between Story of the Year, Medina Lake, and A Change of Pace. Now, if you took all those 3 bands and you put them in a glass, why not a glass, and you shook it up, and then you poured it out, you'd get the Blackout. Now, this album is very similar sounding to Story of the Year's Page Avenue. It's eerie how similar it is. There's 10 songs on the album. There's a lot of gang vocals, which I love. I love myself some gang vocals. Choruses that will be stuck in your head for quite some time. And there's screaming moments here and there, and it's very similar to Dan from Story of the Year. I mean, when you hear both vocals, you're like, wow, is this Story of the Year? If you were listening to it, you know, you may say that to yourself. I love it though. I love this album. It's just so good. It's just I'm so happy for these guys because I'm glad they put out an album that's just awesome. There's some slower songs, you know, some more melodic songs, there's some heavy songs, a mixture of both. My favorite songs are The Fire, which is just a blistering number, which is just awesome. Awesome guitar line in the beginning. A great chorus, some little yelling in there. Good stuff. My second favorite song is Children of the Night, which has like this little, like it's got a bunch of kids in the beginning saying, "We are the children of the night." You know, they're kids saying it, and that's pretty much the chorus too. And then you hear the little chanting throughout the song. Some gang vocals, just awesome song. You'll love it. And Said and Done, which is just another heavy number. But also there's for the slower songs, there's a song called Save Ourselves, which is track 2, which is just a great, more melodic song for those who don't just love heavy songs, but that one's a good one with some nice gang vocals as well. It's just overall awesome stuff. There's only one song that I didn't like, and I really didn't like it. It's not like it was tolerable, it's just cringeworthy, and I didn't like it, and it's called Silent, and I think it's track 7, and it's just, that's the only reason this album is not getting a 5. It's just because that song is just, can't listen to it, I'm sorry. But you should definitely check this out when it comes out. I give it 4.5 stars. It's so awesome. Check it out. Alright, so Therefore Tomorrow is back with their first full-length album on Hopeless Records, and it's called A Little Faster, and they're from Florida. I believe they're from around the Orlando area, around that side, which is awesome because I'm from Florida, and this band's awesome, so that's great. And it's weird to classify their music. I'm gonna call it a dark, technical pop-punk band. That's what I would call them, because they're not like pop-punk in the truest form, like bands like, you know, Newfound Glory and Blink-182 and MXPX. But they're not exactly like just a simple rock band. So I'm gonna call it like, they kind of sound like this band called Don't Look Down. I don't know if you guys have heard of them, especially the album The Fear in Love. They're very similar in my opinion, because they also play like a pop punk, but it's dark and it has just great guitar lines, and which brings me to the music. In my eyes, it's like great guitar lines, great singing. It's just a lot of palm muting type of stuff, which I love. And if you like their EP, you'll definitely love this album, because it's pretty much a continuation of their EP. You just kind of got a little a taste in the EP of what they're capable of, and this album just kind of goes full force on the Therefore Tomorrow sound. It's just awesome. There's 11 songs, and I really enjoyed this album. It didn't take me a second listen to get into it. From the get-go. First listen through, I knew I loved it. Some of my favorite songs on the album are A Little Faster, which is the first song that they released from the album, and I believe they're shooting a video for it. It's very catchy. I love the singing, I love the chorus. I love how it's just a tempo fast number. It's just great. Storm Winter is like probably the heaviest song. It's so good. I love the singing. There's actually a little screaming in it. Not very much, but very little. But still, it's awesome. The music is just awesome. Great song. And The World Calling, which is the last song on the album. It's a great way to end it. Just fast, up-tempo number. Great guitar lines, great chorus, everything. Good stuff. There are some slow songs. There's about like 3 of them, and they're not bad for the most part. They could be worse. Because I'm not a big fan of slow songs, but I do like the occasional slow song. But these they were tolerable. I didn't love all 3 of them, but they were not bad, and that's probably the reason why it's not getting a 5. Just because if they had maybe one slow song, I'd give it a 5, and I'd probably learn to like it more because it was only one. But the fact that there's 3 and they're all kind of okay-ish, that's the only thing that's probably preventing me from giving it a 5. But this is definitely awesome. You should definitely check it out. I definitely recommend it. Go see them live. I've seen them live. They're awesome. And pick it up. If you like the EP, you'll definitely love this album. 4.5.